I'd like to inform you about some facts about the issue of risk assessment in victimology. And risk assessment in victimology has two sides, actually. The first one is about repeat victimization, and that's a very interesting phenomenon. Everybody knows that a small minority of offenders is responsible for a majority of crimes committed. But it's much less known that the same applies to victims, is that a minority of victims falls victim to a majority of crimes. So there's a lot of victim recidivism, actually. And one of the issues that we carefully research in Intervict is to try to assess the factors which make victims particularly vulnerable to become a repeat victim. And that's what we want to prevent, of course. And the second aspect of risk assessment is how a crime affects an individual victim. Because victims do not all share the same responses to crime. Some of them are much more vulnerable than others, and we would try to make a list, a model, of how to early detect the factors that really make victims vulnerable to develop serious symptoms like post-traumatic stress disorders. And just to give you an indication, in my country alone, 50,000 people suffer from post-traumatic stress disorders after becoming a victim of crime. And on top of that, we have discovered that only 30%, so that is 1/3 of the victims, actually who are in need of crime victim assistance do receive the support they are entitled to. So if we can determine in an objective way which victims are most vulnerable, we can provide a more adequate response to victimization.